A Chinese prisoner of war is dragged into a workshop in medieval Baghdad, forced to reveal the most guarded secret in human history: how to make paper. This moment, born from a battle you've never heard of, will spark the Islamic Golden Age, preserve ancient Greek philosophy, and ultimately ignite the European Renaissance. But rewind 1,300 years ago to a remote valley in Kazakhstan, where 230,000 warriors are about to clash in the most important battle the world has forgotten. This is the story of the Battle of Talas, the clash that decided whether you'd be reading Chinese characters or Arabic script today, whether papermaking would spread to Europe through Islamic scholars or remain a Chinese secret, and whether the Silk Road would flow with Buddhist monks or Muslim merchants. In the remote mountains of modern-day Kazakhstan, two superpowers of the medieval world, the mighty Tang Dynasty of China and the rising Abbasid Caliphate, were about to collide in what historians now call one of the most consequential unknown battles in human history. The Tang Dynasty, at the peak of its golden age, had conquered everything from Korea to the edges of Persia, their armies seemingly unstoppable as they pushed westward along the Silk Road, while the newly formed Abbasid Caliphate, fresh from overthrowing the Umayyads, was expanding eastward with religious fervor and military precision. When these two juggernauts met at the Talas River, neither could have predicted that this 5-day battle would end Chinese expansion into Central Asia forever, establish Islamic dominance over the region for the next 1,000 years, and inadvertently trigger the European Renaissance through the transfer of papermaking technology from captured Chinese prisoners. The battle began when the king of Tashkent, caught between these two expanding empires, made the fateful decision to ally with the Arabs against his Chinese overlords, providing the Abbasids with crucial local knowledge and the perfect pretext for war. General Gao Xianji led 30,000 elite Chinese troops, including heavily armored cavalry and crossbow units that had conquered half of Asia, while Abu Muslim commanded a diverse force of 200,000 Arab warriors, Persian converts, and Turkic horsemen united under the banner of Islam. For 4 days, the disciplined Chinese formations held against wave after wave of Arab and Turkic attacks, their superior armor and tactical discipline keeping them alive, despite being massively outnumbered. But on the 5th day, disaster struck when the Turkic allies of the Chinese suddenly switched sides mid-battle, attacking their former allies from behind in one of history's most decisive betrayals. The Chinese army collapsed within hours, General Gao barely escaping with a few thousand survivors, while tens of thousands of Chinese soldiers were captured, including master craftsmen who knew the closely guarded secret of papermaking. These prisoners were taken to Samarkand and Baghdad, where they were forced to establish paper mills, breaking China's 1,000-year monopoly on paper production and setting in motion a chain of events that would revolutionize Islamic scholarship, preserve Greek philosophy, and eventually reach Europe to fuel the Renaissance. The Battle of Talas didn't just change maps, it changed the entire trajectory of human knowledge, ensuring that Islamic civilization would become the bridge between East and West, that Chinese influence would never again reach the Mediterranean, and that the Islamic Golden Age would have the paper needed to preserve and expand upon the wisdom of the ancient world, ultimately passing it to medieval Europe and changing the course of human civilization forever.